Gino here from Real Everyday English. Join me in this week's video while I explain my recent Spanish immersion experience. Let's go! Hello people, happy Sunday. Welcome back to the channel. I've missed you. I hope you missed me too. So yeah, as I was saying in the introduction to this video, this week I'm going to be speaking about my recent complete total Spanish immersion experience and some of the things that I did out there and some of the reasons why I think that immersion is so important when you're learning another language, especially as an adult. So I was in Spain for 2 days. I flew out on the Friday and my friend picked me up from the airport very kindly. This is in Malaga, by the way, a region in southern Spain. So my friend collected me from Malaga airport, and the Friday was actually a public holiday there in Spain. It was All Saints Day, so we went back to his parents' house where they kindly let me stay for the weekend. Much appreciated. So yeah, I got to join him and his family for lunch, his brothers and sisters, and his mother and father, all very warm, very welcoming people who I'm absolutely pleasured to have met. And yeah, very nice, very warm people, made me feel very welcome. Obviously all the conversation was completely in Spanish and I handled it well. I thought I handled it well. I was able to communicate, I was able to understand what was being said. And yeah, it was good. His parents told me I spoke very good Spanish, which is something nice to hear because I put a lot of work and effort into learning Spanish. I don't know if I've spoke about it before on this channel, but I'm studying every day, I'm practicing, I'm speaking. So we had a lovely lunch, paella, I'm speaking Spanish. So paella and lots of desserts and starters, with a couple of beers as well. It was lovely. And then on the Friday evening, me and my friend, we went for a walk into Malaga, into the city. He showed me some of the most famous sites and the castles and the coastline. We went to a hotel called, it translates as the Palace of Malaga. And it's a really tall hotel, and up on the top, on the roof, there's a swimming pool, and you can see all of Malaga from that point. So we was up on the roof, checking that out. Here's a little video. As you can see, the view from the top of the hotel was absolutely beautiful. We saw the cathedral, we had a couple of beers, we had some tapas, some authentic tapas, which was very, very tasty as well. One thing that was interesting was my Spanish level is conversational. I have a full conversational level. I can speak with people on any subject really and get my points across and understand what is said back. But because I haven't spent a lot of time actually in the country, there were some things that were quite basic that I perhaps didn't have the vocabulary for. Being in restaurants would be one of them things. I wasn't sure how to say, we've already ordered. It's just something I've never used because I do all my practicing by video calls. I know it now. I learned it while I was there in Spain. But yeah, it was just interesting to see that I can have quite a high level of Spanish. Some people tell me it's advanced, but I don't know. I don't know if I agree with that or not, but I can certainly maintain conversations for periods of hours and hours on end. So after all the tapas and the couple of beers we had a really good time. We went back to my friend's house, got some sleep, some shut-eye, as we say here in the UK, some shut-eye. Then on the Saturday, we drove to a town called Jerez de la Frontera. And I have a friend who lives in this town, and she welcomed us down to go and see her. So me and my friend, we drove all the way to, well, he drove. I was just sat in the passenger seat asking him questions all the time. But he drove us all the way there. It's like 220 something kilometres, so quite a long way. We met my friend. It was fantastic to meet her in person. She showed us around the city, showed us some of the historic sites, because it's quite a historical town. It has quite a lot of history and stories behind it. So that was fantastic. And then we were actually invited to a party there in Jerez, and the accent is so strong. The accent is just, in that particular region of southern Spain, the accent is so strong. The people speak so fast. So when we went to the party, it was really a challenge of my Spanish. It really was. I pushed my Spanish to its absolute maximum. But again, the people were really, really, really welcoming, really warm. And I had some good conversations with my friend's husband, the rest of her family. Yeah, it was really good, really enjoyable. Had a few glasses of wine. And then after the party, we went to a little cafe to have a cup of coffee. And by this point, my head had completely burned out all the Spanish. And by the time we went for the coffee, my Spanish listening had just, it was so hard at that point. I was concentrating, and if any of my two friends are watching this video, they will comment below and let you know that at that point my head had just exploded. Then we drove back to Malaga. We slept or had some shut-eye again. And then on the Sunday, me and my friend, we went to see a town called Mijas, it has two parts. So you've got the part which is on the coast, and you've got the part which is up in the mountains. We went to see the part which was in the mountains. Very, very, very nice town. It was 25 degrees during the day. This is November. I just couldn't believe it, because here in the UK, in November, you're getting temperatures of 0 to 5 degrees Celsius during the day. So yeah, that was quite a shock, and it just further concretes the fact that eventually I want to go and live in Spain, because I want to see more sun and have more warmth on a daily basis, rather than living here in the UK when we have a lot of rain and it's very, very cold. So yeah, we got to see Mijas. We stopped in a bar, had some food, and then we went back to my friend's house again to have like a Sunday lunch with his family. Again, the food was absolutely beautiful. And again, all the conversations, everything was in Spanish. Really, really good. And then my friend drove me to the airport. I said my goodbyes to his family. And then my friend drove me to the airport, and I flew back to sunny, or not so sunny, United Kingdom. So yeah, all in all, I have to say that total immersion experiences are extremely challenging. There's no way really to describe it. I think you have to experience it and have to be learning a language to understand just how difficult total immersion is. Having said that, I managed to get through the full 2 days without speaking not one word of English. So that was very, very, very good. All the interactions I had with people were completely in Spanish, and I learned a lot of new vocabulary. And another thing about these total immersion experiences, I feel that my level has improved quite a lot this week, just because of the 2 days they're living there. My friend gave me a great analogy during the week. So my conversations this week by video call have been so easy after that experience, after that excruciating Spanish overload. My conversations this week have just been so easy. I can't describe it. My friend said it's like going for a jog after running a marathon, and he's absolutely right. And I'm going to be returning to Spain actually in a little over 2 weeks, but this time it's with my day job. We have a client out there and we have some problems, so I'm going to visit the client. So that will be another challenge for my Spanish, because obviously all the conversation and the interactions will be in Spanish, and the vocabulary will probably get quite complicated knowing that. So yeah, that was my Spanish immersion experience. I hope in the future to be able to go over and spend more time in Spain, maybe a month, 2 months, because I'd be really excited to see what that kind of time can do to my overall Spanish level. Like I said, I'm completely conversational at the moment, but I think that having the opportunity to live out there or doing more of these immersion experiences will just take it onto a completely another level. So yeah, I know I'm not teaching you necessarily any English this week, but you can practice your listening by listening to me waffle on about my Spanish immersion experience. And I hope that you guys get the chance, the opportunity to have a total English immersion experience. You have to let me know. If any of you are ever in the northern area of England, Manchester, Liverpool, you have to send me an email and we'll have a coffee, yeah? Until next time, people. Bye-bye. Ciao.